All right, we thinned out a little bit. Everyone's excited to go home, enjoy the weekend. Hopefully you have fun. All right, so we've been doing the leaderboard, and if you're not here, you don't get the prize. Yeah, so you default. So, all right, Karen, you want to come on up? She's going to help me. All right, so Karen has been monitoring and working the Hoover app for us, making sure that we had posts and some fun. So let's see, I think we start with our third place winner. Okay, I just want you to, could you please show them these handcrafted water bottles? Yeah, pretty nice. I did. Okay, so third place winner with 27,100 points goes to Orrin Flynn. Come on up. Ooh. All right, Orrin. These people posted a lot of stuff. But everyone did a great job. No one's a loser. There's just only 3 winners. All right. Yes. Can you not say that? Okay. Our second place winner is 34,600 points is Roxanne Minder. Please give it up. Where are you, Roxanne? I know, I just saw her. Plus, she made me hot tea this morning to help my voice, so you guys should thank her anyway. And it's for being the second place winner in the Hoover app. Your very own. And first place with a nauseating 43,400 points, which, by the way, he was, I think, the leader almost the whole time in the shipyard as well. Karen and him had a competition. Terrain Parker, come on up. Clearly, if you have any kind of gamification, you just don't want to invite him if you want to win. But he knows a ton about leadership. You should ask him about some of his posts. And then we have one more prize. Thank you, Terrain, for playing. All right, the last prize goes for the person who posted the most pictures and fun pictures. All right, that is Michelle Pommier. Please come up. Your own handcrafted, and they're going to be jealous. Don't let go of it. I mean, that could be worth a lot one day. Thank you all for being good participants. Oh, I'll give you that back. And using the app and playing. Sorry for the signal sometimes. I had a lot of fun with you this week. I will look forward to hearing some feedback. I like good and bad, but not mean. Okay? Mean, don't tell me. But I want good and bad. In the Hoover app, there's a survey that will be available. You don't have to do it right now. You can do it later on tonight or tomorrow. But please fill it out, and it just helps me know what to give the community. You're welcome to put no Wi-Fi, but I already know that one. And workshop A, B, and C, and room B, A, and B, D. I know that one, but you're welcome to put that one too. That was a little funny. But other than that, thank you for coming. I'm going to turn it over to Captain Markowitz and then Mr. Taylor for closing comments.
All right, as we wrap it up, hey, I want to go back to some of the words that Admiral Harwood used when he was talking to us. He talked about being professional and it's personal too, right? So just bring it into something a little bit more personal to all of us. So really, really appreciate everyone being here today. But there's a couple of our teammates that didn't make it this year to this event, and I just want to recognize and pause and reflect on 2 individuals that was pointed out to me that aren't here today, and that's one of our teammates, Art Laws from Norfolk Naval. He's passed on. And a little bit closer to me in San Diego, Mr. Bruce Nix, former Naval Reactors rep out there in San Diego who transitioned to HII. So just a little pause there to remember Bruce and Art just for a second. All right. So thank yous. So a lot of people made today happen, and I just want to say thank you. Starting off the top here for the Gaylord, I think everyone appreciated the venue, so big thanks to the Gaylord team for making this all happen. So you can clap it up here as we go along. For the folks that ran the event, so I'm going to start off with where's Mr. Paul Armstrong. Thank you, Paul, for all your effort. And I hope the video was brought to us by the Shipyard Innovation Design Center, and Dave and his team, I think, made a great round of videos. So give it up for those guys as well. And we wouldn't be here today with CT1 and where it's at without the support of APQC. So Cindy and Darcy, where you at? Oh, they just left, but give it up for Cindy and Darcy. Appreciate it. For our support team, Orbis, John, your team did great this week, so thank you. Appreciate your help. Okay, and I brought the process masters down to sit in the front for our picture. So I want to particularly say thank you for all the content that the process masters brought this week. So, for Connie, Gerard, and Jim, who stood in for him, Karen, Will, Cliff, Greg, Brent, and Bob, thank you very much for all that you did with your KSNs to bring all that stuff to the annual meeting. Appreciate it. And lastly, as I did last year, a real special shout out to Kelly. She made the magic happen this week. So Kelly, thank you very much. We wouldn't be here today without your help. So, thank you. Okay, and with that note, I'm going to turn it over to our SES sponsor, Mr. Taylor, to wrap it up. So thank you, everybody.
Hello. Okay, so my boss, when he came here, he challenged us to think about what we're going to do differently, how we're going to behave differently. So what I thought I'd do is just take a few minutes. I know I'm the last guy here, just to give you some of my reflections on the last 3 days, and I encourage you to kind of do the same. What we did this week is going to resonate with different people in different ways. So I just thought I'd tell you how it's resonating with me and give you some idea of what I'm going to do different. So again, my boss got up here, talked about getting maintenance right the first time, really in alignment, strangely, because I helped him write the speech. But with this whole idea of, are we getting it right? Are we doing all we can? So that kind of reinforces that point, that drive to kind of go all in on care and maintenance all the time. Learning is great, relearning is not, avoiding it is best, right? So that's a great message to take away. And again, drives me to really make sure I'm to the left of things. And then, of course, he spent the time just to come over here and just reinforce how hugely important what all you folks do is to the nation. So I think you should take away that level of importance. Alicia Rainwater, what a fascinating discussion. And for me, it wasn't just academic. I mean, it was great to learn that stuff, but she really did provide us some real specific, actionable things in terms of how you relate to people. So, I took a ton of notes on that, but really that's kind of the heart of what we're trying to accomplish with CT1, right? Is talking to each other, communicating. It's really some of the stuff that she mentioned is kind of the path lays the pathwork down for the communications we need in CT1. So just really, again, really fascinating stuff, but there's nuggets in there about how do you relate to people that are going to pay dividends if you put those into practice. Admiral Moore, think differently, challenge assumptions, take targeted risks, and some practical applications of that. One thing that resonated with me, again, I did help him write this as well, but a lot of it was his own work and experience, was that history lesson he gave us with the evolution of the different maintenance plans, how the shipyards came in terms of their loading. We'll be using that on a go-forward basis. As an example, Admiral Caldwell is going to be with the Secretary of Defense here just in a couple weeks, maybe doing taking him on a submarine. I'll just kind of leave it at that. But he'll have a very captive audience to talk to the Secretary of Defense about OFRP and what we're doing in care and maintenance, among other things. And so that history lesson, it really will help inform the dialogue. And so again, a lot of that history, the good and the bad, but a lot of that good history is made by the folks in this room. So be proud that message is getting taken forward, and how Admiral Moore racked it out is a great thing. I think we've recorded this and it'll probably be available. But that's something that gets passed on and you teach to other folks as part of keeping this Care Team One thing going. Emma Harvard, right? Wow. Who worked out with them besides me? I'm still sore. Yeah, you missed a great workout. It was awesome. 300 some odd push-ups we did. It was great. Once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'll certainly remember that, at least most prominently for the next couple of days as I get through my soreness. But the urgency to pass the gouge. I mean, very kind of extreme examples compared to what my daily life looks like. But again, completely in alignment with what we're trying to do with Care Team One is that just that importance of passing the gouge on, what it means to your teammates, and maybe it makes the difference. Next time you think about whether you have time to put a PPR in or whatever the case may be, you just think about the importance of that gouge to that next person, and maybe you make the choice to spend that extra couple of minutes to go do that. And then Perry Holly today, really stepping back. It was interesting for me having Alex Shermers, who works for me, sitting right next to me. I felt that discussion was an instantaneous self-assessment that I was doing, kind of thinking, what does she think of me? What level am I at in her mind? But again, a great way to think about your performance as a leader, whatever level you're on, and really take reflection of your contribution here. So I appreciated that. So every one of those speakers, there's a alignment with what we're doing in Care Team One, and all along that initiative to make what we're trying to do in Care Team One as natural as it can be as we leave here, and continue the drive to improve. So just a few examples what I took away from it, but hopefully you're taking away your own suite of things as well. The workshops, just mention a couple of things about those. So the history in the museum I thought was awesome. I mean, again, what you really got the sense, I wrote down a few key words. Transformational. What those folks did was transformational, right? And look how long it's endured. It's sustained. And we speak about some of those folks with reverence, right? So it kind of gives me something to aspire to. What can I do that's transformational? I'm not looking for something on a resume, but I'm looking at how can I contribute as substantially as these folks. It's pretty inspirational from that perspective. The APQC workshops, it really strikes me that this whole idea of knowledge management, there's a science behind it. I mean, it's a huge thing, and you need expertise. You need to invest in the foundational elements of what it takes to actually do this, to really learn how you succeed in it. So I really appreciate the expertise of that group to come in and really, again, teach us some of the blocking and tackling, because that is the foundational elements that keeps this knowledge management working. And Cindy and Darcy, I think, do a great job with pitching that up to us and getting us to think about how you put theory to practice. And then the up close and personals, I think about the KSNs as kind of the pistons in the engine that keep us moving forward. We're supposed to steer as the ESC, that kind of thing. But you want to get wrapped up in a Care Team One, go hug a KSN member. I mean, there's a lot of people that work Care Team One, but hopefully you took a lot out of talking to those folks. So just a few takeaways, but I feel that I got a lot out of this these last couple of days. You should take some time to reflect yourself and figure out what's going to be different on a go-forward basis. I think this team has given you a lot to think about. It's given me a lot to think about, and we owe it to ourselves and the country to go do that. And we've changed from the rain to the sun, although it's a little cold, so I'm going to get out of here and get into that sun. Safe travels to everybody, and keep Care Team One going strong, and keep working hard out there. Appreciate what you're doing.